Hi friends! My name is Celine, and my mom is my best friend. She was a small businesswoman, but after she divorced my dad, her luck turned around and she made it big. Mom adored me. By the time I was 7, I was living the life of a Malibu Barbie. She got me everything I wanted. She threw a birthday bash for me that had ponies and hot air balloons in it. My friends were shocked. Once when I was in 2nd grade, I had a fight with my annoying classmate, and Mom was called to the school to meet the teacher, who I hated. Celine needs some discipline. Just look at what she did to her classmate. Maybe she needs a father to teach her some manners. Get her one. My mom suddenly went ballistic and pushed the teacher away. Are you a moron? My daughter doesn't need a father. She has me, and I can take care of her. You say nonsense like that again, and I'll have you fired. I was so proud of my mom as she took my hand and stormed off. By the time I was in 4th grade, my mom was my best friend. I used to tell her every single freaking thing that happened to me. But once, I made a mistake. I told her how I'd seen my friend Jessica take the teacher's watch and put it in her bag. And a few days later, I invited my friends to my house. When we were all having lunch, I heard a loud scream from my room. We all ran there to find Mom holding Jessica's hand. You can't fool me, kid. I know you stole your teacher's stuff. And now you're snooping in my daughter's room. Oh my God! Jessica was shaking and in tears. Mom, she had to go to the bathroom. I told her to go to my room. When my friends left, I was so angry at Mom. I told her I won't be telling her anything from now on. Even though she apologized, I ran to my room and slammed the door shut. The next day at school, my friends started avoiding me like I was some weirdo. And this mean Jessica said, "No, you can't sit with us because you tell all our secrets to your mom. Why are you like that, dumbhead?" I started eating alone, but one day, something amazing happened. A girl came and sat next to me at lunch. Her name was Ashley, and she was new in the school. Soon we became friends, and it was so good having someone to talk to. A few days later, I saw Jessica wearing my bracelet that Mom had specially gotten made for me. Hey, that's mine! That bracelet has my name on the back! You're such a thief! I grabbed her wrist to take it away, but Jessica pushed me hard and pounced on me. Just then, Ashley came running and snatched the bracelet from her. We reported her to the principal, and she took a look into Jessica's locker. She was stunned to see so many stolen items. Jessica was suspended for 2 weeks, and I felt so foolish. Mom had been right about Jessica all along. When I went home, I apologized to Mom and she hugged me tight. By the time we were in 10th grade, Ashley and I were best friends. Once she was at my place and we were discussing my new crush, Adam, when Mom walked in. I was so excited to tell her too, and showed her all his pictures on Facebook. I can't believe you just told your mom about your crush. I would never tell my mom such a thing. A few days later, Mom came to school and she spotted Adam with some boys. And then she said the most embarrassing thing ever. "Oh, you're Adam, right? This is Celine, and she's my daughter." "Oh, yeah, that weirdo?" "What did you just call her?" "A weirdo, and I think she's also dumb." "Oh my God, you're such a rude kid. I can't believe she has a crush on you. And she even looks at your pictures on Facebook all day? For what? You're a jerk, I can tell." Everybody, including Adam, looked at me like I was some psycho stalker. I grabbed Mom's arm and tried to drag her away. Oh, so Celine is crazy. Just like her mom. Just let me teach this loser a lesson. Mom tried to attack him, but thankfully, I was able to drag her away. At home, I had a huge fight with Mom about it. "I did the right thing, Celine. The only thing you did was ruin my life." Mom asked for forgiveness, and I knew Mom meant well. So after a few hours, I forgave her and we hugged. But not for long. A couple of months later, we were having a Mother's Day event at our school. And when it was time for Ashley to give her mom the gift in front of everyone, Mom rushed to Ashley's mom and handed her a bag. She had gotten a matching outfit for her and Ashley. "I was so sorry to hear from Celine about your money problems and the divorce. You must be going through a really hard time right now. That's why I bought the nicest dresses for you and Ashley." Oh my God! How could she blurt that secret out in front of everybody? Ashley and her mom were stunned. So were all the people in the classroom. Suddenly, Ashley was furious. She attacked me and held my hair tight in her grip. "How could you tell your mom about it? You know she can't keep a secret. Why did I ever trust you?" Even Ashley's mom was furious and she screamed at Mom, calling her bad names. And that day, I lost my best friend. She just refused to talk to me, and a week later, she and her mom moved away without even saying goodbye. I was heartbroken, and my relationship with my mom was never the same. "Celine, please forgive me. It was an honest mistake." "Mom, enough is enough. You betrayed my trust and hurt other people. You can't just say it's a mistake every time. I can't do this anymore." I moved out of the mansion when I turned 18 and got admission in university. I got busy with studies, and Mom and I spoke less and less frequently. Luckily for me, I found love and got married after graduating. I was living a happy life with my husband, Andrew. After graduating, I opened up an art gallery with Andrew, and the exhibitions I held were famous all over town. After 2 years, we were blessed with a little baby girl. We named her Crystal. She had a star-shaped birthmark behind her ear, and I just loved kissing it. She was my world. One day when I returned from work, I saw Andrew park up his new Porsche. I was stunned. Sure, we both earned well, but not that well. Something was off about Andrew. I walked into his new home office and heard him talk to some girl. Oh, babe, I love you too. You think I'm in love with her? I am living with her only for the money. I went berserk on Andrew. I made him tell me the truth. But when he did, I felt the earth shake beneath my feet. My mom had been sending him money, and that's why he was with me, while he loved someone else. First, I kicked Andrew out of the house. I was done with him. Then I called up Mom. Why can't you just stop interfering with my life? Why did you give money to Andrew? But honey, Andrew asked me for money. He said he would leave you if I didn't give him the money. You knew he didn't love me and you didn't tell me? Mom, that's awful. You think giving him money was right? I told her never to send money again and hung up. I just wanted to focus on raising Crystal. Now that life was set, Crystal and I became best friends. When she was 4, I took her to Disneyland and we had a blast. I even got a star tattooed behind my ear, just like Crystal's birthmark. Mommy, we have the same mark now. I love you. After a few days, it was time to go home. When our plane landed, we needed to take the train to get home. As I was buying tickets, I suddenly turned around and saw Crystal wasn't there. I went crazy. I searched for my baby girl all over the station, but I didn't find her. People started to help me look for her, and soon the cops arrived on the scene too. I just sat down on a bench, crying with shock. I couldn't believe that my daughter was missing. I took my phone out and called the only person I could think of. I need you to come immediately, Mom. The minute she arrived, I broke down in tears and hugged her tight. I'm so sorry, Mom. Now I realize the pain of being away from your child. I am so sorry. Hush, Celine. You have nothing to be sorry about. Don't worry, love. We will find my granddaughter. But days turned into weeks, and my baby girl was nowhere to be found. It had been many months since Crystal was missing, when a familiar-looking woman visited me at home, and when our eyes met, we were both shocked. Ashley? Is that you? Oh my God, Celine! I'm the detective handling your daughter's case. We hugged each other tight as we both started to cry. Don't worry, we will get her back, I promise. For 5 years, we searched for Crystal day and night. Everywhere I went, I would see my daughter. One day, I was walking towards the police station where Ashley worked when suddenly, I heard a voice. A voice so sweet that it shook me. Hey, Mom, wait up! I'm coming! I turned around and saw a girl who looked so much like Crystal. Oh my God, it was my baby girl, all grown up. Without a second thought, I ran to the girl and took her arm, and she started screaming, Mom, Dad, help! Sweetie, just let me look at your ear. Turned out, it was not Crystal, and her parents furiously took her away, and I was heartbroken all over again. I was almost beginning to lose hope. I met Mom at the park that night and cried on her chest. Mom, it hurts, Mom. It's burning. I miss my baby. I'm so sorry for treating you badly. You were my best friend. I now understand how much I hurt you. Mom, I just want my baby back. Mom? I couldn't believe what I just heard. I looked around to see Ashley, and next to her was a 9 or 10-year-old girl looking confused. The moment I saw her, I knew it was my Crystal. I ran to hug her, but the girl took some steps back. Mom had a tattoo like mine behind her ear. Show it to me if you were my mom. I showed her the star tattoo, and she gave me a huge smile and flung herself in my arms. Mom! I missed you so much! Why did you leave me? You don't love me! Oh, baby girl, I love you so much, and I looked so hard for you. I missed you. I missed you. Ashley told me that my baby had gone on a train to another city, where a couple had found her wandering alone and crying, and they'd taken her in. Since then, they had been trying to search for her family. I pulled Mom to join our hug, and also Ashley. I love you guys so much. All my best friends are back now. I love you, Crystal. I love you too, Mommy.
Hi there, my name is Emily. I want to tell you my story about how my brother won a ton of money playing the lottery. Wow, lucky guy. This is going to be a happy story, you might think. Well, listen to what happened and then decide for yourself. You know that saying about how family comes first? Well, maybe it does. That is, until something happens that changes a member of your family so much that you don't even recognize them anymore. In the case of my brother, the thing that changed him was money. Lots and lots and lots of money. Here's the full picture. I'm 15 and my brother Nate is 21. I loved having a big brother. Nate was usually pretty nice to me and didn't treat me like his dumb kid sister. I looked up to him. When he got his first job out of college, I was super proud of him. Nate would sometimes buy me cute stationery or my favorite candy with his paychecks. What a big brother, right? At his job, he joined a syndicate that played the lottery each week. He threw in his share on a Friday, but like most people, never expected to actually, win. Then came this incredible day. I will never forget it. Nate came home and he looked pale and kind of nervous. I asked him what was wrong, and he gave me this quick, tight hug and asked where our parents were. My mom came into the room, and Nate asked us to sit down. Honestly, I was actually pretty worried at this point. Was he ill? Had he been fired from his job? I could never have guessed what Nate was about to tell us. "I've won some money," he said. "The syndicate at work. We won the lottery. It's almost $1 million. My mom leaped up and hugged him. I did the same. We were so happy for him. It was the biggest news I'd ever heard. My brother had won the lottery. When my dad came home, Nate told him about his lottery win, and we all went out to my brother's favorite Mexican restaurant to celebrate. My dad picked up the bill for us all, and we had such an amazing time. In fact, that evening was pretty much the last time we all had fun like that together. The thing is, almost straight away, Nate got weird about his money. My mom wondered if he would want to move out of home and find his own place, but he didn't. That wasn't a problem, but when my mom and dad asked my brother to contribute towards the food bills or something, he got resentful about it. And then, boom! I mean, literally, the family car finally gave up. It was old and it wasn't a surprise, but my parents didn't have enough spare money to buy another. My dad asked Nate if he would be able to throw in a few $100s towards replacing it, and my brother got angry. It was horrible. Nate shouted at my dad that he wasn't a bank or moneylender. I knew my dad would feel so hurt by that. My dad is one of those people who doesn't ask for help too easily. I can be like that as well, and I completely understood how my dad would be feeling. Don't get me wrong, we all knew that it was my brother's money, but he was still living in my parents' home. Plus, they'd worked so hard to put us both through college. Why was my brother being so mean to them? At the end of the day, it was only money, right? It made me sad to think that we were much happier before Nate got so rich. Then something terrible happened. My father suffered a stroke. No kidding, it was so frightening. I was scared that he might die. Thank God that he made a pretty good recovery, although he couldn't get around the house so easily. The major issue was that he wasn't able to climb the stairs. My mom said that we had two options, fit a downstairs bathroom or get a chairlift to help him up and down the stairs. The problem is that either one of those options would cost a few $1,000s, and like I said, my mom and dad do okay, but they aren't exactly rolling in spare money. You know what's coming, right? You guessed it. My mom asked my brother if he would pay for the modifications to our home so that my dad could be more comfortable. The way Nate reacted made me ashamed to be his sister. I know that sounds bad on my part, but I really did. He refused to pay for anything, and there was a huge argument between my parents. A few days afterwards, he moved out and into his own apartment. I didn't speak with Nate for a few weeks after that, but then he called me up and invited me over to see his new place. I mean, wow, it was incredible. Nate's new apartment was in the best part of town, and he had spared no expense in making sure it looked the part. He had a top-of-the-range television, gym equipment, and had filled his wardrobe with designer clothes. I'm only human. I was kind of impressed at all the stuff he had, and I guess I even felt a little envious. But then I got to thinking about my dad, our dad. I swear the amount Nate had spent on his TV could have paid for my dad to be able to get around our house with a little dignity. I had all kinds of mixed feelings about Nate at this point, but mainly I felt like he was making a big mistake. The brother that I had hero worshipped wasn't acting like much of a hero anymore. And then, to make matters worse, he got a girlfriend who seemed to enjoy spending his money just as much as he did. As soon as Jessica came on the scene, I didn't get invited to watch TV at Nate's apartment anymore. Suddenly, Jessica and Nate were taking vacations in Mexico and Costa Rica and even hitting up the casinos in Las Vegas. It was Jessica who encouraged Nate to quit his job. I was upset when I heard about that. I remember Nate buzzing with excitement when he got his first paycheck. He had been so happy. Now he was happy, but it was a different kind of happy. And it didn't involve his family. It was 2 months later when I got a call from Nate. He sounded really low, and it was a surprise when he asked me to meet up with him. "Will Jessica be there?" I asked. "Nope," Nate had said. "Jessica's long gone." We met in a coffee house near his apartment, and I couldn't help feeling proud of my brother when he walked in, smartly dressed and handsome. For a moment, it felt like the old days. Then I remembered my dad at home, struggling to get upstairs to use the bathroom, knowing that Nate could help out and was choosing not to. I had made a decision. I wasn't going to stay quiet any longer. If I was going to respect myself, I had to tell Nate a few home truths about how mean he had been to my parents. I took a deep breath and was about to speak my mind when Nate got in first with a couple of bombshells of his own. His lottery win had been pretty big, but so was the rent on that slick apartment. With the no-expense-spared vacations, designer clothes, an insanely expensive car, and, surprise, surprise, presents for Jessica, over half of Nate's winnings were already gone. Nate had told Jessica that he was going to ask for his old job back, find a cheaper place to live, and try to hang on to what was left of his money. It turned out that Jessica wasn't too happy about that news, and as soon as she got wind that there would be no more first-class flights to Aruba, she was out of there. I felt sorry for him, but he'd brought it all on himself. Dad, on the other hand, hadn't. I felt my old anger rise again. You could have afforded to help Mom and Dad, but you chose not to. But you're happy to waste money on cars and diamond earrings? Yeah, I'd seen them. For a girl who was only interested in you when you were spending money on her? Nate started to speak. He wasn't used to me talking to him like this, but I cut right across him. You know that you've hurt Mom and Dad so much, but they still love you. They would never turn their backs on you. I looked up to you, Nate, but not anymore. I figured my big brother would always be the good guy, but you're not. I saw Nate flinch at this. I knew that deep down he sees himself as the good guy. He wants to be the good guy. He's no better than Jessica, getting his head turned by being rich and forgetting about what makes a decent person. I stood up to leave, and Nate immediately reached for his wallet. "Forget it, Nate. I can buy my own coffee," I said as I left. I walked slowly, hoping that Nate would run and catch up with me. He didn't. Maybe some of what I said hit home, maybe not. I guess he learned to tell. But guess what? Within days, everything had changed again. Nate moved into a cheaper apartment and managed to get his old job back. He sent Mom and Dad a check for enough money to get the house fixed up. I know this sounds like a happy ending, but it's not the ending. It's just where we are right now. He's patched up the rift, but I've seen a different side of Nate. I know he isn't as strong as I thought he was. He's capable of making bad decisions and treating people that love him badly. Look, I don't want to be the voice of doom, but I just have this feeling that it could all happen again. Nate still has a stack of money in the bank, and I guess it's true that money can change people. What if Jessica appears on the scene again? What if he has a bad day at work and gives up his job because right now he can afford to bankroll himself? I swear I can see a day when the money runs out. I don't even think it will be that long before it does, unless Nate figures out for himself what his weaknesses are. There comes a point when you can't help someone, though. Is he happier now than before he won the lottery? I really don't think so. But he is a lucky guy, not because he won all that money, but because when it's gone, I'll still be here. So will Mom and Dad. There'll be all kinds of emotions to handle, but there'll still be love. No matter what, we'll love him. His bank balance isn't his safety net. We are. That's family, I guess. I hope that watching the mistakes Nate has made has somehow helped me become wiser. We have a responsibility to the people we love. If we're lucky, they'll still be there when we make mistakes. We forgive and we try to do better next time. I just hope that Nate knows how lucky he really is, and not because he won the lottery.